Welcome to Effects Number One Stop to Entertainment and Trending News. Fast rising South African-based Amapiano DJ Chetza Mangena, alias DJ Chichi, is stranded in Nairobi alleging she has been duped by a Kenyan promoter. DJ Chichi, who specializes in playing South Africa's Amapiano music that is gaining popularity across the world, arrived in Kenya almost 2 weeks ago for what she says was to be a series of performances and a media tour organized by a promoter who goes by the name Chris Black. Now, this would have been the first time the two were meeting in person, having met on social media site Instagram, when Chris, who is said to have Ugandan roots, sent her direct messages and proposed that they work together. She shared, "He slid into my DM sometime in June and asked if I would like to join the tour by Gucci, a Nigerian musician, when she performed here in Nairobi in July. I was supposed to come at the same time, but I couldn't make it because of unavoidable circumstances." And a month later, Chris is said to have contacted her again. She shared, "This time he told me we would now do the tour from any date between September 8th to 27th. I told my manager, who is based in Dubai, who then spoke to Chris, and both settled on September 27th as the date I will travel to Kenya." DJ Chichi adds that before packing her bags to Kenya, being her maiden performance tour outside South Africa, she and her manager had kept asking the promoter to provide them with the details of an artist rider. Now, this is said to be a set of specified demands to facilitate the performance that they had supposedly agreed on. She said, "My manager and I persistently asked Chris to furnish us with details that included the accommodation and means of transport I would use during my stay." She added that the promoter was evasive. Nonetheless, the DJ said she bought her ticket to Kenya as agreed, hoping the promoter would keep his side of the bargain. She shared, "I honestly don't know what they agreed with my manager, but he advised me to just come for this tour with a view it will help grow my brand." However, despite the constant communication with the promoter, there was no written agreement. Ideally, and as is a standard procedure for talent bookings, a promoter and the artist typically enter into a legal written agreement which is signed by both parties, having agreed on the terms of engagement. Once that is done, the promoter or an event organizer then takes full charge of facilitating the artist, from paying for return tickets, performance fees, meals, accommodation, and transport during the duration of the artist's stay in the foreign country. DJ Chichi traveled to Kenya alone without her manager, but alleges Chris continued with the assurances that he had lined up a number of performances. Once in Kenya, DJ Chichi was picked up by Chris at Jomo Kenyatta International Airport. She claims that she was initially taken to an apartment that was small, creepy, stuffy, and smelled of wet paint. "After I complained, he moved me to another that was overcrowded with people I didn't know, the majority being men. When I asked, he would tell me some are sponsors, others are video crew, and all manner of answers. I had no privacy and it didn't feel safe for me." Of the many gigs promised, DJ Chichi says she only played at the XS Millionaires nightclub on Nairobi's Baricho Road, but she alleges she was not paid even a cent by the promoter. An official of the club in a telephone conversation said all payments for the performance were paid to the promoter. Things got worse after she was thrown out of the apartment. At this point, the DJ says she had already established a few Kenyan contacts that have been helping her move around and offer accommodation as she waits her manager to buy her a return ticket. While in Kenya, DJ Chichi was invited to Uganda by a different promoter, but she alleges Chris once again came into the picture and she did not get the money due to her. However, Chris has refuted all these allegations and says that he did everything they agreed with the DJ. He shared, "When I approached her, I told her that I was a promoter and I would help grow her brand. The main purpose of this tour was for marketing and promotions purposes, and should we find gigs, events to perform in, we would then do them. I also informed her because she isn't well known yet, she will have to facilitate herself. All these agreements were verbal." The promoter said DJ Chichi never mentioned to him that she had a manager until 1 week before the trip. Addressing the XS Millionaire saga, Chris confirmed he received the money but said he had used it to facilitate DJ Chichi's stay in Kenya. He shared, "Besides the promotions program, I managed to secure a few gigs for her, but when she arrived in Kenya, most of the sponsors pulled out, saying they didn't think she was going to bring any major impact." He added that he had agreed with the manager that they will split the money made for any performance since there were no sponsors. He accused DJ Chichi of changing the story to make it look like he had duped her. In July, Chris was at the center of another controversy when reports emerged that Nigerian musician Gucci had been stranded in Nairobi over unpaid food and drinks bills. Responding to that, he did share that those were people who were trying to spoil his name out here, and in fact he said that Gucci even denied those reports and she had vindicated him. Well, that's it. You're up to date. Please subscribe if you haven't. Also turn on your post notification so notified once new uploads are up, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.